guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So today I'm doing something different. I'm doing a live no longer in Colorado. We left Colorado on Sunday. We traveled there we left at 8 in the morning, and we were on the road by 8:15, I believe, and then we got here at almost 12. I think it was very close to 12. So I have decided to talk about something that was very important, which it was listening to your body, like what I titled this today. For a very long time, I would feel guilty resting, and as a mom, you're always on the go, 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 and you feel guilty to be able to rest. But for a very long time, one of the things that I have told myself in order to start feeling better, it's when to listen to my body, being able to be okay when I'm resting. Being able to okay to rest. That's something that I have told myself that I need to be okay to rest. So while we were in Colorado, it felt amazing, y'all. I was very happy. The air, we were in Everspring, Colorado, a beautiful, beautiful place. And it was really nice to be in the middle of nowhere, very outgrid. You know, hardly anybody when we were around. There was a house next to us, maybe it looked like one person lived in there, but it was kind of, a bit far. So it was amazing. We were in the mountains. Altitude is no joke. When we first got there, I was not feeling okay. So we got there on a Sunday, 1 in the morning, and we chose to just rest on Monday, just chill, just go out to eat, adjust our bodies to the temperature and the altitude. I did not know it was a thing, but it is a thing. When we got there, I started feeling really, really dizzy. Can you hear me, Nevis, from up there? So sorry, just wanted to get confirmation. So we felt a little bit off. We all did. Usually we'll just get up and I'm telling people, come on, who cares? You got to suck it up. But I felt that my body was saying we need to rest and we need to adjust. And I started adjusting and I started feeling better. I think by the end of the night. And then I had a much, much better sleep. So one thing that as soon as I got back from to Texas, I told myself that I was not going to waste any time. I was gonna, get back to my normal routine. And I realized that my body was, huh? Hi, Robert. Hello. So decided to come home and decided to rest. It's been really hard to adjust to the new time, but one thing that I have told myself is that I needed to listen to my body a lot more. And I feel like that honestly is something that before years ago, I started struggling with my health. I felt like I always had to be on the go, 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 go. Um, Hi. Oh, thank you so much. Your typical Annalie. I think that's your name, right? Annalie. Am I saying it right, Annalie? So that's the one thing I wanted to do coming back to Texas is learning how to hear my body. Um, Hi, Aylin. Sorry if I'm butchering this name. Thank you. Okay, okay, Annalie. I'm glad I said it right. So that's the one thing I chose to start doing is telling God to speak to me and me actually listening. So one thing I told myself coming back from Colorado is that I was going to listen to my body. Hi, Ash. I don't know who that is. Um, I chose to start listening to my body a lot more for my body to start healing. I think that is extremely, extremely important. And I'm going to start doing that. And so yesterday it was hard to adjust to the weather. You go from Colorado back to Texas, the altitude is completely brutal, and you have to let your body adjust. So today I had a bit a late start. I want to be able to be more out there in the sun early in the morning to help my circadian rhythm. I believe that's what it's called. And I want to be able to getting the sun a lot more. And that's one of my priorities, resting and waking up early in the morning. So it's been hard to go back to sleep very early. So I've been going to bed like at 12 and waking up very late. So today I'm chose to do a few things a little bit more different. Um, so I'm starting with some matcha. I don't know if y'all have had matcha before, but if you have not, I definitely suggest you should have some. I know coffee for me, it makes me a little bit jittery, so I'm starting to drink other things. So if y'all have had matcha, please let me know. Hi, Weston. I am good. I'm trying to adjust to the weather from Colorado back to Texas. We were in Colorado for about a week, and the altitude is really, really rough. Well, I had a nosebleed. My mother did as well. So we're just trying to adjust to all these new things. So that's the one thing that I opted to do, and is start listening to my body. Being able to um, you know, rest and not feel bad when you're resting. I don't know if I have any moms out here, but when you're a mom, you're always on the go, 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 and you just kind of like you start feeling burnt out. My kiddo is a teenager, and I'm noticing that being on the go, go, it's mentally not healthy for you. That's new. Weston, I really like you fit in your. Oh, thank you, Weston. Thank you so much. I appreciate your comment. God bless you, honey. God bless you. Um, that's smooth. What's going on here? Well, I'm trying to help to understand people that it's okay to hear your body, that God wants you to hear your body. And I say this because this helps me to be able to feel better and feel ready. The whole thing, I would love people to be able to learn and understand their body before something bad happens, before you get sick, before you have a nervous breakdown, before you start feeling that you're feeling out of control. um, to avoid those moments. And that's something that I wish I would have been taught before. But I'm teaching that to my kiddo now. It's important to take care of herself now that she's young. It's better for her to understand her body now and know what's good out there, and not wait for something totally bad to happen. So I'm trying. I'm doing better in the sense of that temperature change between Colorado and Texas. I miss Colorado. I don't know if any of y'all are from Colorado. It's a beautiful, beautiful weather over there. I wish Texas had it, but we don't. So we are in the hundreds right now, and I'm wearing a sweater because I love my house to be very cold, have my AC full on blast. But I have a bit of a late start today. I woke up very late. I did something that I wish I would have not had done, which is look on my phone and spend time there. I was supposed to have an interview with somebody, but unfortunately, not sure what happened. The person did not show up. We were going to talk about faith and her page and her journey through faith, which I think is important that we all hear things like that. The reason why is because the way I believe in God is different than the way you believe in God, and it's the way that the person believes in God. Um, so I thought it was important to kind of make it a mission to have people with different perspective on what they believe. So this person did not join. God bless her soul. I hope she's okay. I'm definitely gonna, let her know if she wants to jump another day, or if not, then it's okay. There's always out there more people that are willing to jump in. But I'm gonna be having an interview, I believe this week or next week. I'm trying to work on the schedule of someone very special to me that her son has autism. So I definitely want to know about her journey through the autism world and the healing process. Now, when I say healing process, I don't want people to think that, oh, autism, you can heal it 100% and then that's it. I think that I want to know her perspective because a lot of people are out there selling snake oil, and they'll tell you if you drink this, then autism will go away and will disappear. If it's done that for them, then good for them. But I know there's people that are more knowledgeable and they can tell you that that does not go away. Weston, what is my favorite color? Blue. I love, love, love blue, and I love red as well. I'm starting to like red, but I'm gonna jump in and do my matcha so I can have my day. So if y'all want to follow along with my matcha, that would be super cool. So I'm gonna switch this to you guys, but I'm gonna keep talking to y'all. So I started drinking matcha on Monday. It's been very kind of a bit of a weird taste. I'm not gonna lie. If y'all have had matcha, it's a little bit interesting of a flavor. But it's I have heard that it gives you very good benefits. It does not give you that jitteriness that coffee does. So I definitely suggest that if you're caffeine sensitive, matcha might not be your thing. Or if you want to start it very slow. I bought this product that I found online, and I thought it was pretty good product because it has very good reviews. So I started drinking this matcha. I make it my own way. I like cold stuff. I know I've been told before that because if I'm trying to heal my thyroid, that cold stuff might not be a good choice. But that is the one thing that I drink cold. I feel like because of flavor, it's more, I'm able to put up with the flavor a lot more than drinking it hot. And also, it's kind of hot in Texas, so drinking something hot might be a little bit worse for me. I might be like extremely anxious. So I'm gonna teach you guys after I show you the matcha that I use that I definitely suggest that y'all use. Um, I'm gonna show you how I do it, and then you guys can ask me how you guys do it. If anybody drinks matcha here, please let me know. So I have heard that matcha helps you with your with in a way feeling alert but not jittery, and also helps you with your thinking, and it helps it's a good vitamin for your brain. It's also good for your gut, so it's definitely something that I have starting to put in my drink. So I'm staying away from coffee, staying away from creamer, and just trying to do my own thing with matcha. Now, the matcha that they sell at Starbucks, the matcha that they sell at Seven Brew, which I love, you guys, love, love, love. It's not a healthy matcha, and let me tell you why. They put a type of syrup that I believe it's a corn sugary syrup, and it actually disturbs um, your microbiome. So I don't suggest that you should be drinking those type of matcha. A good matcha, it's going to be a little bit pricey, but you have to make sure that it's, no metals in it and things like that. Now, I tell you guys, and I know that sometimes some people will say, well, that is boring. I can care less about that, about health. But if you have an amazing health right now, you might not care at all. It is when you start struggling with your health that you start realizing that your body is telling you something is not right. And then you start freaking out and you start getting into medication, y'all. And getting medication is just a bandage to your solution. You still need to try to find out what are you doing, um, so it doesn't get worse. So I know a lot of people that are diabetic and they're drinking, they're having metformin, and they're still having all the bad things that they should not be having. And the diabetes has complications, and they're not willing to change their habits. And that is the worst thing that you can do. Medications are, I feel like, is prescribed to a lot of people that are not willing to make any health changes. I know people that, they're diabetic and they are on medication, but at the same time, they're changing the way they're eating. So their dose of medication has been lowered. I think that is super neat because if you're going to be on meds, then you got to make sure that you're also willing to sacrifice what you're eating, what you're drinking, what you're putting in your body. I think it's important, right? So if you, for example, come down with a cold, your body is letting you know that you're stressing out, that you need to chill, that there's something that is stressing you out. Because our immune system, it's very strong. We were built by God, y'all. We were built by Him, and we were built with his image, and his image, he says it in the Bible, it's greatness. So he has given us a body that it's willing to communicate with us when we are not feeling good. So like I tell my kiddo, don't wait for something bad to happen for you to be able to listen to your body. Take care of your body now, so when something does happen, your body is able to bounce back immediately. I know that a perfect world would be to never, ever, ever get sick. But like I have told before, God does not promise us, a happy forever. He tells us all the time that this is an unfair world. We live in a fallen world, but that He is here with us through anything, no matter what. And that is something that I wish people understand. Um, I recently was having a conversation with somebody who was saying that they don't believe in the God that I sell them to be. Uh, Weston, what is your favorite vacation? So far, it's been Colorado. I went last week to Everspring, Colorado. It's super, super awesome. Like I said, if anybody here is from Colorado, you have a very gorgeous weather. But the altitude, I never thought it was a real thing. It is a real thing. As soon as we got there, I started feeling iffy. Um, I started feeling dizzy. I felt like I needed to just lay down and rest because I was not feeling good at all. But that was very, very short situation. Once I woke up the next day, I just wanted to rest. And this is why I tell people it's important to get up. I mean, it's important for you to rest. I like to put a little bit of matcha, put hot water, put the little package that I said from over here. I love this matcha. Um, Hi, Tile from Everyday. I know who you are. Hello, hello. So I love to mix it with this, and then and it's still gonna be a little bit hot. So let me see. Give me just a minute, you guys, because I love to put some ice, but my ice it's in my garage. So maybe my daughter can help me out. Nevis, Mama, can you put some ice in my cup, please? So the altitude, it's a real thing. We got there, like I said, I was feeling very dizzy, and then the next day we just decided to just rest. I had a bit of a bloody nose. Coming back, I thought that I was going to be able to just be up and go, but my body again was telling me, "Can I have some ice, please?" My body was telling me again that I needed to rest. So Monday, I wasn't able to rest because in me, you kind of register your body to like always be on the go and feel guilty when you're on the go. I mean, feel guilty when you're trying to rest. And I just kept feeling bad. I just kept feeling like, no, I'm not gonna rest. I'm just gonna keep going, keep going. But through the day, I started feeling more crappy. And I decided to just listen to my body. Woke up on Tuesday, I think at 11:30 in the morning. Um, and I felt well rested. I felt that I was ready for the day. And then today I woke up at 10. And at 9, one of the habits that I told myself I was not going to do it was be on the phone as soon as I wake up. But I did. I was feeling down. And of course, the habits of being on the phone when you're feeling bad, it's like an escape. It's not the right thing to do. But I'm learning how to even stay away from that. Thank you, my love. Huh? Okay. Give me a minute, y'all. I think I did that right. Yes. So I put maybe like about half a cup of ice, and then I put my matcha in there. I put it at the bottom first. And then, of course, you don't want to waste not even one tiny little bit of matcha. Be right back. I know I'm out of frame. So, this is a part that I love to add milk to my matcha after. So I'm probably gonna mix it a little bit more because there's some at the bottom, and this was not cheap. So I'm gonna um, try to use every single bit of it. Now, like I said, matcha helps me to be alert without that jittery, and it also helps your body. So I really suggest that y'all drink matcha. Um, Now, like I stated before, the matcha from Starbucks is not the best matcha that y'all want to have. It's not healthy at all. So y'all gotta purchase your own matcha. Try to see what's out there. For me, I'm trying this matcha right here, and it's so far it's doing wonderful. Um, it doesn't give me that jitteriness that I would feel with coffee, and it helps me to stay alert and to start my day. Um, I know that my body is trying to adjust. As you get older, it's a little harder to adjust to things um, every day. Yes, let's hit the like button, you guys, and subscribe, please. I know you guys are super busy, and if you guys are just stopping by, please don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button. Definitely would love to know also, where are you guys tuning in from? Let me know, where are y'all tuning in? I have had people tune in from Venezuela. I have had people tune in from Brazil, Iran, where else? London. So that's pretty cool. I love to know where people are tuning in. So yes, so I do the milk, the matcha. After I heat it up, put some ice in there if I want to do the cold latte. And I add two main ingredients. Um, that is vanilla extract, and I also add maple syrup. Now, during the lab work that I had recently had, I noticed that my A1C was very high, and it was very close to being pre-diabetic. So because I'm trying to help my body and to heal my, get better with my health and listen to my body, um, I am trying to add sugar, which is, some people would tell me that's the worst thing that you can do. But I have noticed that honey, honey, between honey and maple syrup is actually better for you. It does not give you that spike that honey does. It doesn't give you that crash that honey does. It's actually much healthier in your body, and it's just better for anybody that is, pre-diabetic or about to become pre-diabetic. So sorry, I think I put the milk away by accident. Um, so I'll put the milk. I drink 100% certified grass farm, pasteurized. I'll add some in here. And then I'll add a little bit of vanilla extract. You don't have to, well, it depends of how your taste buds are. I just add just a little tiny bit. And then I add just a tiny bit of maple syrup, just because I don't like it I don't like it just plain. I have to have a little bit of flavor. Now, this is the only thing that I do in the morning, that I have started to do in the morning. Add, this tiny little bit of sugar. Through the day, I avoid the sugar as much as I can. Actually, I have done a very good job on doing that. On Monday, I did not have any sugar. Yesterday, did not have any sugar through the day. It was only with the matcha, and then that's it. Now, because I'm also starting to exercise, and I think it's really important as you get older, well, you should always be exercising. But as you get older, you start losing quicker body mass. And me as a woman, I need to increase, the exercise. And also, I heard that creatine is really good for you. So I have started using creatine in my drink as well. So this helps with your muscles. This helps with your brain. If you have a bit of a brain fog, I'm trying to get my sleep better. So I use 5 grams only of creatine. I've been told to use like 15 or 20 sometimes, because I guess it's just better for your mind. But I was told that creatine also allows you to get water, to retain more water. So I'm not trying to retain too much water. So I'll just drink it like that. Sorry that making too much noise. And then I'm trying to stay away as much possible from plastic. So I have a metal straw. Well, somewhere I had it. I don't know where it went. Oh, right here. Now, I'm not extremely like health stuff and I'm not doing plastic and I'm not doing this. I'm doing all those if it comes down to that. So if I'm out and about and there's a bottle of water and it had plastic and there's nothing else, I'm not going to die of thirst because I know plastic is a toxic thing. I'm still going to have that water. The same thing when I go out, if let's say there's only three places, McDonald's, Wendy's, and Chipotle's, I'm gonna choose Chipotle in a heartbeat. It's a healthier option. But of course, if you only have two places and none of them are healthy, then it's okay. You're not gonna. I don't want anybody to starve, which that's what I sort of just decided to have a vacation and eat whatever I wanted during my vacation. So if y'all can tell me where are you guys tuning in from, I would love to hear. And like I said, like my title says, it's important. I'm gonna add a little bit more milk. I got a little bit sour. It's extremely important that you learn to listen to your body. It's extremely important that you know what your body needs. Don't wait for your body to break down, y'all, for you to be able to start hearing your body. God wants you to hear your body. He talks about this is your temple. Your body is your own temple, and you have to take care of it. You only have one body, one temple. Don't wait for it to break down for you to realize that you should have done better. um, you know, that is something that I wish I would have learned. My mother did used to tell me that, but I did not listen. I didn't understand why. Now that I'm older, I'm realizing the things that are important to do in your day-to-day life. Add your matcha, drink your vitamins, work out, see what you're eating. You need to listen to your body. It's extremely important. People are on medication and they're able to come off medication because they changed the way they're eating, or their doses have gone much lower because they're changing the way they're eating. And that is extremely important. But then you also have people that they're diabetic, they're on metformin, and they're not willing to change what they're eating. So their doses get to be increased to help with their sugar. And then they give them insulin, and then their diabetes get worse. And those are the things that I think it's extremely important that we understand. When your body is hurting, when you are hurting, you need to listen to what your body needs. My body is totally mine, and it's going to be speaking to me differently than what yours is. So if I come down, let's say somebody comes down with a cold, that is your body letting you know I'm screaming that I need something from you, and you're not giving it to me. So you need to understand, okay, let me get away from the junk food that I'm eating. Let me start doing soups at home or salads at home with the type of protein. It's really easy, you guys. And I know that some of us feel like it's extremely challenging and we don't have time. I used to be that same person that would say, I have no time to do any of that. And now I'm more like, wait, if I have time enough to go outside and buy food, then I have time to pull something together at home and prep it and just leave it ready. Yesterday I cooked three different types of chicken seasoning, and I left it for the day ready for us to go. Because I know that maybe I'm not gonna have time today, or maybe I'm going to want to sleep a little bit more because my body is still trying to adjust coming from Colorado. My husband gets up and go and went to work. He gets up at 5 something in the morning, and that man works a whole bunch and then comes home, spend time with us as much as he can, and then jumps into his life. He also has a YouTube channel. He educates about guns and things like that, the importance of why have one, and the different type of guns that he also carries. But his transition coming from Colorado to back to Texas is completely different. His body acts different than mine. Mine is taking time to adjust. And so I'm sleeping a little bit more, but I know with time, my body is going to get back into waking up early in the morning at 8 in the morning. Now, I know there's a lot of influencers out there, health influencers, that will make it seem like wake up at 6 in the morning and start your day, or wake up at 5 in the morning and your life is going to be awesome. Their body is different. They're trying to sell you something different that it's not going to be for your body. You need to listen to your body a lot. You got to know what works for you, what doesn't work for you. That is extremely important that we do. So for me, matcha is something I started doing in the day, and I truly love it. It doesn't make me feel jittery at all. It helps me to feel focused. It's a little hard to adjust. I'm not going to say no to that because I'm used to the coffee, the iced latte, vanilla latte early in the morning, and that has so much sugar. I'm gonna try to figure it out how to do it myself, but it still has a lot of sugar when you buy it out and about. It's so easy to like drive by, go somewhere and find Starbucks or Seven Brew or Dutch Bros and go in there and get you drink. Um, but know that eventually your body's going to break down if you don't take care of it. If you're a person that has it once in a while, then it's okay. But if you're a person that it's always having it constantly, then your body eventually is going to crash down and you're going to feel like, okay, what is wrong with me? Why is my body hurting? And then you immediately go to the doctor and then immediately they put you on meds. But I had a nurse practitioner who saw me and was super awesome. I can't say her name because she could get in trouble. But she's been educated in the normal way of taking medication, sending your patient meds for the smallest thing. Instead of her sending me medication immediately, she jumped in into, listen, there's this book out here. I want you to read it and I want you to educate yourself. It talked about food, it talked about vaccinations, it talked about, health. And I thought that was so awesome that instead of her putting me on meds, she took a chance of saying, listen, I want you to take a different route. And I thought that was pretty neat. I wish that all doctors were like that, to be honest with you. I think that if a lot of doctors were be more towards, look, let's set up a plan from here to here, let's eat this way, let's run your blood work again, and let's see where we're at. If you're not that person that is willing to stick with eating better, then we're going to have to put you on medication. But if you are that person that is willing to make those drastic changes and your doctor's willing to work with you, then super awesome. I think that's what doctors should be doing a lot more often. But I have worked in the medical field for a very long time to tell you that there are patients that are not willing, a lot of patients are not willing to make the changes. And because of that, they're having to updose their medication or start insulins and things of that nature because they're not willing to make those tiny changes. Um, Now, we like to say a lot of times that, oh, well, we don't have the time. We have the time. Believe it or not, we do. But we are choosing to not want to have the time. When we went to, when we traveled to Colorado, I ask a lot of questions to GPT. GPT, I ran my lab work and I asked GPT to give me an explanations of all my good stuff and my bad stuff that was going on. But one thing that I noticed is that I go to Buc-ee's. It's a very well-known gas station here in Texas. It's amazing. If you're from here, please woohoo if you love Buc-ee's. Um, but in Buc-ee's, there's so many bad stuff in there, but it's also about what you're choosing. So I just got my meat, which is the brisket, and then I got some eggs and had some water. That's all what I had. It was not something that I would normally eat, but because we were traveling, that is the safest food that I could eat. So it's about choices. Now that I notice um, that we are into this whole, MAGA or Maha world, there's a lot of more healthier options that you can choose when you go to places. So you have more options. It's now just up to you what you want to do. So when I ate the brisket and the eggs, it helped me to feel full for the rest of the day. And I feel super good. Now it's about working consistency. That's the part that I have to work the most. It's that consistency part that I struggle, but I think that the whole world struggles. But I just have to work on it a lot more. So, can anybody tell me where are you guys tuning in from? Please don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, you guys. It would just be amazing support if y'all do that. But oh, this is so good. I truly, truly love matcha. So also have to do lunch. Like I said, I made some very good chicken yesterday. I seasoned it with yogurt. I know that I've been told that non-fat yogurt is before. I did it with regular yogurt. I'm not going to be those persons afraid of whole milk. Um, and I'm going to go with the 2% because I have done a lot of research on the 2% non-fat, low fat, and actually that disrupts your hormones. And whole milk has more of a more complete nutritionist or whatever the word is, that it helps a lot more to make you feel full. I'm not sure if it's just me or because I read that placebo effect kicked in, but I have noticed that whole milk for me or whole stuff like whole yogurt, um, it helps me to be feel more full and instead of snacking through the day. So I did that, and my recipes came out very, very good. They're very healthy. It's very simple, very tiny amount of ingredients. You don't have to have a lot because, I use a lot of cumin. I'm Hispanic and I'm a part Middle Eastern as well. So cumin for me, it's a plus. But I use that and then, I pull it with yogurt, put it with yogurt, garlic, lemon, a little bit of maple syrup, and it was amazing. Oh, and cilantro. We love cilantro. So that cilantro, it's good for you because it's an antioxidant for your body as well. So it helps you to defeat anything that is going on in your gut. But when you do things like this, you gotta make sure that you don't just go and eat a horrible bag of chips because whatever you're working on or you worked on before is going to be completely disregard the moment you put something in your body that is bad. You have to keep going. But like I said, if you're traveling and then you have nothing healthy around, completely healthy, unhealthy stuff, you have McDonald's and Wendy's, then I definitely don't want you to starve. You got to choose what you got to choose, what you think is best for you, if those are your two only options. But if you have an option of also you have McDonald's and Wendy's and you have Chipotle, Chipotle has a healthier option for you to eat. So go to Chipotle. But that is when I feel that it's okay to break those rules when you're out and about because you can't, you're not going to starve. If you're drinking water and plastic is bad for you and you find bottles of water that are in plastic, what are you going to do? Not drink water? No, I don't want you to die of thirst. I want you to drink your water, even if it's in a plastic bottle. Um, but those are the moments that I want you to be okay with breaking rules when it comes to not eating the best. But otherwise, if you can choose better, then just choose better. Listen to your body. We tend to ignore our body, and our body is what God gave us. It's that temple that He gave us. Where if your body is speaking to you, that is letting you know something is not going right, and you have to listen. Don't wait for your body to break, you guys. I wish 7 years ago I would have listened to this advice myself, and somebody would have told me this, but I didn't, and it took me for me to struggle my health and trying to find what works for me and trying to find what hurts me um, in this moments, in these tough moments. Like I shared it before, for me, my faith broke when my health came to part, when I started not feeling good, when my mental health started struggling, when my sleep started struggling, and my weight, and certain things were just out of control. I wish I would have never gone through this. I don't wish this on anybody. I get emotional because it is hard, but I know that I'm going to be able to find things that works for me, and I know deep inside I'm going to learn a lot of more things, and I'm going to come out of it feeling much stronger and much better, and I'm going to share this experience with my loved ones, with you guys, because if you're struggling as well, I want you to find a solution. I want you to not feel alone. You'll find a lot of people on Instagram or YouTube or Facebook talking about how they struggle, and then they're super awesome, but they forgot to put that journey of while they were struggling, how they were feeling. For me, I feel that it would be harder to go back to time and tell people this is how I felt versus truly sharing your raw moments every day on how you felt and how you're feeling, and showing that experience also on how you're feeling when you're making those changes. So that's what I excuse me, that's what I started doing my own channel. For me, faith was the one thing that broke, and the questioning started happening because of that. Now, do I think that God wanted me to break? No, I don't think that God wanted me to break. I think that a lot of stress that I had been dealing with before and a lot of hidden emotions was in my body and or were in my body, and my body's decided to tell me I need a break. I can't hold on to this no more. We need to do something about it, Nikki. You're ignoring it too much. Like, we got to work on this. And I'm thankful that, excuse me, I am thankful that it's happening now versus a lot of people start struggling with their health or emotional mental health when they're in their 70s or in their 60s and their 80s and their 90s, and that's a little bit more challenging, because I know that these are just lessons of life. That's all what it is. They're not failures. It's failure when you don't do nothing about it. Um, when you're making the wrong choice. And I say the wrong choice because there's only two choices that you are gonna have in life. You either do it or don't. That's it. If you choose to do it, then awesome. Get up and face your fears. Everything you're going to do in life, you're going to feel afraid of, but you still got to go and do it. Or you make the choice of not doing anything, of just staying on the couch and letting just time go by. Because time goes by, y'all. Time goes by. It's not going to wait for you whenever you're ready to get up and go do things. It's going to go by, and you're going to feel worse tomorrow for not doing anything about it yesterday. Now, I always tell everyone, go little by little, not a whole bunch and a whole fast, because that's the one thing lesson that I learned is that whenever I would just wake up in the morning and tell myself, okay, it's going to be Monday. I'm going to start today and I'm going to do all these great things. And I would just overwhelm myself with everything. And then by Tuesday, I would be like, okay, maybe I'm just going to do half of those things. By Wednesday, I would do none, because I was feeling burned out again. It's a small process, start whenever of the day. You don't have to wait till Monday. You can start today, Wednesday. You can start 5 minutes from now or a minute from now. You can start whenever. You don't have to wait for that Monday for you to start. Just start little things. For some people, it's a progress just to get up in the mornings and take a shower. That right there is a big accomplishment. I've seen it myself where I have had some really hard days and I don't want to get up from bed. But I have a blessing of my child. She still needs her mom. So I get up, and it's my main focus. Sorry, I get emotional when I talk about my family. I'm so, I guess, just pretty much attached to them. But there are people out there that don't have a child. But maybe you have a dog or maybe you have a cat. Your animals still need you. They're still your babies. They're still the reasons for you to get up. Or maybe if you don't have an animal, you have family behind you that still need you around. As long as your heart beats, you have a mission that God has given you for you to be on this earth and keep going. I know for some people might feel like my life doesn't matter, I cannot contribute to anything, or I don't have a purpose, or I don't know what I'm supposed to do in life. Because we have now, social media that tells you that your 20s, you should have been a billionaire by now, or your 30s and your 40s, you should have done this already by now. And purpose to me, I learned that comes in different ways at different stage of your time. So for me, 25, my purpose became to be a mother. At 21, when I got married, at 22, my purpose was to be a wife. And my purpose still to be a wife. And my purpose still currently still being a mother. And it's forever my purpose. Or whatever stage in your life that you're in at the moment, that's going to be your purpose. So that is extremely important. You know, I known people that are no longer here because they opted to give up on life. And if God is giving you a heartbeat, He's not giving up on you. He still wants you to keep going. You still need to keep going. You have a mission. Your main mission first is to serve God, is to be with God, is to just speak with God and walk with Him. A lot of us have lost faith, and we rather say that, well, there's something greater out there, and that's it. Like that's all what I care about. But knowing who is that person out there, not that person, that light or whatever we want to call it, I call it God, is having a relationship. It's talking to your greater person, your greater being. Having conversations. You don't have to do repetitive prayers. I come from a Catholic religion. I was, born into a Catholic family, baptized Catholic, and one thing that they would always do is do repetitive prayers. And I never understood why, and it was always so confusing because I would do the repetitive prayers, do my petition, and get nothing. And I grew angry at those repetitive prayers, and I never understood, why does the priest have to forgive my sins? Like, he's human, he's not God. So I stepped away from the religion and I started looking around in other religions. So we're currently going to a Christian church. They have music and it feels awesome to sing. But I still feel that I'm part of me, it's missing something. I love going to a Catholic church, to be honest with you. Maybe not for the mass, because I don't understand it. But I love going to a Catholic church when there's nobody there and I have that private moment with God. It's that silent that I'm looking for. And I can be there for like an hour or two because I'm looking for that peace and I find it there. And in the Christian community, when we go to Sunday service, I don't feel that because there's no way of you going on in there alone and just thinking for yourself. They do have prayer groups. They do have studies group for women, but I'm that kind of person that I love to ask questions so much. And during those Bible studies have been hard to find those answers because you have to be considerate of somebody else's time. But I have not found anybody at the moment that can help me to understand a lot of things that I want to understand. So I use GPT. I use GPT for a lot of things. Do I rely and believe GPT 100% all the time? No, I do not, because I also know that it's an AI and it doesn't have emotions. But I do use it to help me understand the times of back then, politics, how women were treated, how men were considered in the house, things of that nature. And it does help me to understand a lot. One thing I did not know is that, I'm a Gentile. We're all Gentiles. And Gentile, well, not all, because then you got the Jews. You had the Jews and the Gentiles. The Gentiles were the non-believers. Sorry, the non-Jews. Those were the Gentiles. I did not know that. I would read it in the Bible and I would tell myself so many times, where am I? Where's my people? Where's my husband? Where's my daughter? Where's my mother? Where's my sister? Like, what are we in this Bible? But GPT helped me to understand the Gentiles, that's what it meant, non-Jews. Because when you read the Bible, and a lot of people have done this, they feel like the Jews are more important than us because they're mentioned so many times. Because you only see Jews and Gentiles. And if you're a person that have no idea what a Gentile is, you're going to start thinking that the Jews are the only one mentioned, and whoever these Gentiles are the most important people for God. And that's not the case. And that's what GPT helped me to understand, that I'm a Gentile and that God loves me for who I am, for how I am. And no matter how angry I can be at Him, and no matter how much I've been upset, I know He still loves me. And that's the thing that I always tell myself, like, I'm so angry at you that I wonder if you just don't love me anymore. and he doesn't. I think that starting to be upset with him was just the journey of getting to know who he is, of having my own questions. So before, my belief was that there is a God and then that's it. But now my belief is there is a God and he loves me for me despite how I am. Um, and it feels that my walk with him, it's a little bit more stronger than what it was before. So that's pretty cool. So if you're a person that you're struggling with your faith and you have a whole bunch of questions, let me tell you, welcome. And it's good, and I congratulate you on that, because then that means that your body, your soul, has, so this is my belief, has started questioning things that you're going to start discovering about him. You know, if you're mad at him, if you're angry at God and you don't understand a lot of things, that's just the beginning of you learning who really God is. My God to me is different, right? It's that loving, that caring for my situation, that kind of different relationship that I have. You're going to have a different relationship with God than what I am, because you might be going through something tough and you're going to need him differently than how I need him in my life at the moment. At this phase of my life, it's different than what yours at your phase of your life. But I think it's beautiful when we start questioning who God is, because that is the beginning of a new path, of a new journey. And that's when God is with us, right? I feel like we grow up in society thinking that there's a specific type of God, and then one day the door knocks and says, "Hey, listen, I need you to start getting to know who I am." And you start going through a struggle, you know, whether it's money, whether it's job, whether it's relationship, which is something in, or maybe something in the family. Who knows? There's so many struggles. Um, that moment you start questioning God, and God is just looking down like, "Okay, good. I've been waiting for you to seek me, and now you're going to start seeking me." And there's a process. It's not easy. I've known people that have read the Bible 10 times. And during those 10 times, every single time it's been a different experience to them. One thing I learned is opening the Bible is important. Yes, it's the Word of God. But also remember that God will keep talking to you the moment you choose to close that Bible. He is talking to you differently than what He's talking to me. Don't get frustrated if you don't understand the Bible. Don't get mad. It's not easy. It's, yes, it's been translated in different languages, but a lot of the translation, the scholars have proven that it's very small differences. Um, and ultimately, the Bible says a lot of things that are just very common sense, right? Don't kill, don't lie, respect your parents. Those are very common society things that we in this world we need right now. I see things on TV and I completely hate it when the child is being completely disrespectful towards the parents. I mean, how far do you think you're going to go if you're disrespectful to your parents? Now, I'm a big believer that if your parents could be actually toxic for you, right? They're on drugs or alcoholics and things like that. The best way to respect your parents in that moment is you need to step away from that situation, because you need that peace for yourself. You need to be okay with yourself. Now, are you going to go back to your parents and call them an alcoholic and this and that? That doesn't, it's not going to do no good. That's a type of disrespect for me right there. But it's about you stepping away and doing your own life and just learning to let go of that situation with your parents. You know, you have a lot of people, you know, stealing. The Bible says don't steal. That's a good way to live life, of not stealing. So commandments are, I like to see it, are a way of life to live, how we are supposed to be living. You know, people tell me, well, the Bible's been written by many men, or, you know, things of that nature. Yes, is not by many, not many, but it's been, you know, rewritten and stuff like that. Things have been taken out, things have been added. But I believe that in my Bible, there is constantly like a red, color that will let you know that that has been changed or and things like that. Um, I think that if your Bible has that, that is a really good Bible. Keep reading that. If it doesn't, then that means you got to move to another Bible. Your Bible needs to be 100% honest with you. And if I've seen Bibles, so if you guys can tell me where you're tuning in from, please let me know. Sorry, I was talking and I left my matcha to the side and now it got watery. I don't think I like the watery part, but I'm probably gonna step out from this live in a little bit. Oh, I don't know what happened. It was a glitch right there. But I'm probably gonna step into the live again in a little bit. But you guys don't forget to please like this video. Subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. Show some support to your girl. I would love to have y'all support. I'm just wearing a hat right now and a sweater, keeping it very simple. Um, because I just, I woke up late. I had a bit of a late start, but thankful. I'm thankful that I completed some of my, that I did some of my food prepping yesterday for today for my family, so I don't have to worry about that. But I gotta run some errands. But don't forget to listen to your body, you guys. I think it's important. Listen to your body. God gave you one temple. Take care of your temple. If your body is screaming something, you're having a headache, please look what you're eating. That is important. Addiction in food, it's real. Addiction in sugar is real. If you're going to have sugar, have your orange, your watermelon, ways of natural sugar, not processed sugar. I know a lot of people have stepped in and they're just like, oh my God, this is another health influencer. No, I'm not a health influencer. I'm someone that I wish I would have known the things that I know now, avoided them before I started, trying to figure out what's going on with my health, because that gets a little bit harder. Now I'm more like trying to figure it out my thyroid situation. Um, Instead of trying to keep my thyroid healthy, it became more like, okay, my thyroid levels are a little bit off. And you truly feel it in your body. You truly feel it in your body, your hair, your nails, things of that nature. And as you get older, your body will start screaming a lot more if you're not taking care of it. So I think I'm gonna step out. I'm gonna wait a little longer, just a few minutes more. But if y'all have any questions, please feel free to ask away. I want to know where you guys are tuning in from. Where's Bear? Bear, come here. You guys, I'm going to show you something so cute if you guys are still on live. Ay, papato. This is my dog. His name is Bear. He used to look like a tiny little bear, but now he does not look like a bear. He looks like a coyote mixed with, I don't know, some weird stuff. But this is my little dog. He's tiny. He looks big in here, but he is small. But yeah, so he is a Yorkie, mixed with a Maltese, right? You are. He used to be solid black and brown, and his first haircut that we gave him, we started seeing blessed with your time. I love you guys. I'll see you on my next live. I'll probably jump in later on. And then yeah, thank you guys for being here. Love you guys, and I'll see you later. Bye, y'all.